Hey everybody, Sterling R. Jackson. So today I'm going to make a shorter video and we're going to talk about an exercise that I kind of came across recently when I was teaching a student. As many of you may know, we start off more honestly, the internet is chock full of too much information, too much good information, bad information, and it's hard to decipher what the hell's going on and what's good. And if you're somebody that's following singing coaches, singing, people and trying to figure this stuff out, you're going to be inundated with just ridiculous amounts of information and try to have trouble putting it together, And when it comes to mixed voice, I know that can be very elusive, it can be very mysterious, and it can be very confusing. A lot of my students that come to me are definitely trying to figure out mixed voice and, found a video about me talking about it and go down that rabbit hole. Anyway, as I've continued to teach that throughout the years, I've been teaching for 11 years, might be 12 years now. There's different ways of trying to attach to these fundamentals or attach to these musculature movements, coordinations. There's different things that work for some people and there's things that don't work for other people. But when I'm giving you these information or these exercises, I'm trying to get you to latch onto certain movements and certain things that work so that you can recognize how to kind of build all of this on top of each other, because it's definitely not one thing and then you're like, I got it, and then you're moving around and whatever. So now I have one student in particular, his name's Joe, has a gaming channel. I think it's Average Joe, by the way, if you want to look him up. But he can do some of these things now, and he'll be practicing some of these things, and then other stuff's not clicking in as well. So I did this exercise with him that we're going to do together here. And it goes over kind of more like the three kind of fundamental parts of mixed voice, which are low larynx or maintaining a neutral larynx. We'll kind of refer to it as that. Adding nasality to your sound, and then adding these cry muscles. I think some people refer to them as edge muscles. Whatever you want to talk about, it doesn't really matter. I can tell you all kinds of muscle groups, but until you feel these things and hear the sound coming out of your head, it doesn't really matter if you know what muscles you're using by name. So in order to keep this a little bit shorter, recognize again, to experience mixed voice and to have it working for you, your larynx will be in more of a lower position, or you will experience a sensation of a tilted larynx more often than anything that's kind of a higher larynx, higher up in the throat. This kind of weird thing. I have so many students doing so many different things. So keep that in mind, that when you do get this, or when it starts to make sense, we should have a yawning sensation, at least a little bit, or a opening up of the throat, an elongating of the throat, going like this. That mechanism, that feeling was very important when I started learning this. And what was great about that in particular was I started noticing every time I was moving high in my voice correctly, because I would start to feel this tilting sensation. Like this. And when I wasn't, my larynx was going up higher, and then I was breaking. So if you can find that and you can pay attention to that, it's great. Remember too that before you get to your bridge, your passaggio, you're going to be feeling that tilting sensation. So secondly, one of the most important parts of all this stuff is that you need to be adding more and more nasality to your sound. Whether you're practicing straight up nasality just in your everyday singing so that you can get a handle on using that space more, doesn't really matter, but you're going to be moving up to your soft palate and your hard palate and over that space, so that you have to definitely make things nasal, because if you're still down here and you're carrying a lot of weight in your chest, then you can't release that tension to move up higher. So that's the second part. Third part is getting to know what muscles are coming together to compress your voice to make it work and keep those notes more consistent, more powerful, more mixed, we'll say. So let's throw these all together. Now, I have not been singing for a week. You can probably still tell in my voice. I've been sick for about a week again. Apologies. This kind of cold has been kicking my anus, and it sucks, man. It's been really rough. So I have not sang at all in a week, but we're going to run through this anyway because I'm pretty confident that I can do it, but it still might not sound the sexiest it's ever sounded. The exercise, as simple as it is, goes like this. We're just working on sirens. Doesn't really need to be like a special place in your voice. And that's another thing that's great about this exercise. We're moving through it wherever you are, however you are. You can do it 5 minutes a day. It doesn't really matter. If you have a piano or you know how to play, or you can do it with a guitar, it doesn't matter. Anyway, first, many of you will know that we're using O to oo. When we use O to oo, we have a chest voicey vowel on the bottom, O, which keeps us nice and open. O. Then we have oo on the top. As we move into head voice, ooh, oh, ooh, we're shedding the weight from that big O to oo as we go higher. We're trying to put a little bit of a yawn in there so we keep that larynx down. Oh, as you feel the tension pull up from O in chest, pardon me, oh, or anything like that, know that you need to move over to oo faster. So once again, therein lies the idea here, is that we're shedding weight. As we get higher, we're learning how to shed weight, and we're learning how to keep the larynx down. So, oh, 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 oh. So think about it now. And some people have more luck going up than down, and some down and up. But we are transitioning between chest and head voice. If you're having trouble with it, think about holding a ball shape in the mouth. Oh, if anything, that vowel is stretching, or that O or the ball or whatever is stretching this way as we go higher. So it shouldn't be going, it shouldn't have any of this sideways kind of horizontal tension in the neck or anything like that. It's just like a yawn. Oh, so there's one part of this. Then we'll run through all of them at the end. Now we're going to make a nasal sound. Should sound like UNG. And it's going to be the same feeling, but this is what we're tacking onto this. So it's, once again, we're compounding the exercise. First exercise, low larynx. Then we're adding nasality to low larynx. Then we're going to add the other part of this. But if I go, almost like French, ha, 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 whatever that would be. You should feel a vibration in the back where the soft palate, where your uvula hangs down. Now, this, if you're doing it correctly, keeping the head down a little bit to loosen up these muscles, you should be feeling that it's even easier to do than O to oo. If you're doing it correctly, we should still have O to oo kind of under there. But at the end of the day, the more nasal we're being, the more we're shedding the weight of chest voice, because we're already moving that resonance elevator up to here. If you imagine you're holding a ball, you still are. It should be the exact same, except we're just moving that ball back towards the nasal space a little bit more. Do you hear that ooh still in there? Let me try to do it the wrong way for you. You hear anytime this kicks in, then I start to break. So it's that correcting there that's happening. That correcting is the lower larynx. We're pulling the larynx back down. Now, once again, you can go extreme with it. And you can really be ridiculous. If you can do that, I've had students that can't lower their larynx on purpose. Anyway, let's keep going. Now, we're going to add into some cry sound into that nasality that we just added. Think about your mixed voice, or this mixed voice that you might be trying to find, like a voice right here and then a voice right here, up here, up here. We can dance back and forth between these muscles or these compression points. When you get better at it, for you, maybe you'll feel it more as a seamless connection like this, like... and you'll be like, I can't tell, there's two different things happening. Or maybe, like me, throughout your years of trying or singing or whatever, you might experience this as two different muscle groups. You hear those two very different, distinct sounds? Those are the muscle groups we're finding next, which I'm crying into the sound. So I'm crying into that nasality sound, keeping the larynx down. All this making sense? We'll start right here. It sounds like this. So I have, and now I'm going, and I'm starting to cry into the sound. And the more you can do that, the better it's going to work out. Now, I've seen a couple of these videos. I try not to watch other people's videos because people are ignorant and they just want to break down information. They want to break down singers. They want to be like saying all kinds of ridiculous, ignorant shit. This worked for me. I apologize if it doesn't work for you. I'm here trying to give free information, so I hope it works for you. Is it going to be night and day and you're going to be singing fucking Journey after this and you're going to go ahead and stop believing? Don't stop. You shut up. Anyway, the cry technique, it should not hurt. None of this should hurt. It shouldn't be that heavy. You don't have to go that heavy with it. Just really start putting that cry in there. Come back to this video over and over and keep trying to make the sound every day. For me, it took a while for it to acclimate and make sense, but if you're making a different sound and it sounds much different than what you hear me doing, come back to it and keep trying to make that sound. Use your musical brain to kind of put those pieces together. Now, what am I saying? I'm trying to talk about the cry technique. So I talked about it like this recently too. If I go, and then Terry came over and Terry took my ball, and then if we go full on and go completely bratty and annoying like that, you're entering into that muscle group. That mixed muscle group. So, having said all that, let's do this. So, nasal, nasal, and then crying into that nasal space. Is some of this making sense? Let's put all these together in a short little exercise, okay? Low larynx, nasality, UNG, and then crying into that sound. Oh, 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 oh. One more. Oh, nasality, UNG. Crying into that sound. Should feel it up here. Let's do two more. Why not? That's where my sick voice wants to tap out right now. Now, what to do after we have that? You're learning how to take those sounds and sustain those notes. Sorry for the distortion. It's not supposed to be there. You can do it with O to oo. Ooh. See how that's all connecting? I hope this helped. Thank you to good old Joe for helping me figure out if this, is a good exercise or not. Sorry I've been going for a while, but this cold is going to keep dissipating. I am getting better each day, but it's taking a while. I will see you guys soon. If there's things you want to hear about, there's things you want to learn about, there's things you want me to cover, talk about, I'm happy to do so if I feel like it's a good fit. Let me know. Of course, I'm on Patreon teaching more of these things all the time. That community of people helps to support my living, support my life. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that. And then, if you want you want to look into lessons with me, you can go right to my website, sterlingrjackson.com, and you can book right through the site. Happy to teach you, happy to talk to you about your issues, your strengths, your weaknesses. So I will talk to you soon. Thank you.